So, guys, how do you register for the UCAT test? Well, it couldn't be easier. If you follow the rules, it's not difficult at all to book for the UCAT test. Okay, now talking about 2021, all right, so this is specific for 2021. The dates might change slightly year on year, so make sure you check on the UCAT website to look at what the dates are, and then you have to go to their partner website, which is Pearson VUE in the UK, and the dates for 2021 are 2nd of June to the 22nd of September. So whilst the UCAT test can go on till the end of September, remember the deadline is this year, 22nd of September. Dates vary slightly, guys. I cannot emphasize enough. Make sure you stay on top of that. I've had situations where people have, for whatever reason, they've been lazy about it, they've left it too late, and they have missed out on registering, and it's been panic stations because of that. So you mustn't fall into that trap. Make sure that you register in person. It's not something that your school can do for you. It's not something your college can do for you. It's not something your dad can do for you or your mom. No, you must do it yourself. Okay? Now, when you register, make sure you take care. Okay? Now, if your name is Adam Samuel Jones, okay, then put down Adam Samuel Jones and make sure it correlates with your ID. So if it's your driving license or your passport, it must also have the same name. So don't say Adam Jones and then the passport's got the middle name in there. No, it needs to be a perfect match. Otherwise, I have seen situations where people have been sent away. When you turn up on the day, make sure you bring your ID with you. Make sure you have a printout of the actual booking with you. Of course, you can rely on seeing it on your phone, but batteries run out. Phones, believe me, I've seen it all. You know, phones aren't switching on, all sorts happen, okay? It's not working on the day and you can't get hold of the actual booking. So make sure you print out, make sure you have a nice little neat folder with everything in it, okay? Now, the other thing is, make sure the name also matches with your eventual UCAS application, all right? If you are resitting the test, so let's say you sat the exam last year, but for whatever reason you didn't go to the university, therefore you need to reapply this year. Well, what you need to do is you can actually use your existing account to rebook this year's test. Okay, there'll be a short questionnaire to do when you're actually booking. It asks things like which school you go to, your ethnic grouping, and so forth. Another thing it's asked as well, interestingly, is it asks if one of your parents is a doctor or dentist. This is purely done for statistical reasons. It's not done to prejudice you in any way, shape or form. So please do not get disheartened when you see that question. Okay, so hope that helps. So following on from what I've just said, make sure you book the correct test, the correct version. Okay, so you need to book the standard UCAT test. Okay, unless of course you might be eligible for extra time, extra resources and so forth because of, say, medical condition or some form of disability and so forth. So there are different forms of UCAT. So for example, there's a UCAT SEN, there's a UCAT SE, there's a UCAT Sensor, there's the UCAT SEN 50. Now I'm not going to go into the different versions of these UCATs, but suffice to say that those variations are for people who have extra needs. So they may need more time, they may need a quiet place, they may need extra breaks whilst they do the test, and it's to accommodate those colleagues who need that kind of facility. So in the main, for most of you, it's the standard UCAT that you need to book for. Just to remind you, the closing date of bookings is 22nd of September this year in 2021. And the timing day is 12 noon British Standard Time. Once the registration is closed, you can reschedule or cancel a test date, right? But to do that, you need to phone Pearson VUE. Even if sometimes you can do some bookings as well, if there are spaces available, then you have to do it on the phone. And that can be done until 28th of September. Remember, dates can change year on year, so please do not take these dates as gospel every year. Okay, in the UK, the UCAT, you can sit it between the 26th of July to the 29th of September in 2021. Again, please do not take these dates for gospel. They change year on year, so make sure you check on the Pearson VUE website, on the UCAT website as well. You're only allowed, as I said before, you're only allowed to sit this test once in a given year. Okay, guys, don't forget to subscribe, to press that bell, and make sure you like, please. Thank you. Now, last year, due to the pandemic, due to the coronavirus pandemic, you had the option to sit the test remotely, online proctoring as they call it, as well as, of course, going in person. Now, what's going to happen in subsequent years, this year and beyond, watch this space, see what UCAT announces. We cannot be sure whether they will allow the online proctoring going into the future. If they do, great, that's another option for you. Otherwise, you may have no choice but to go into the test center and sit the test in person. Okay, now, like I said before, plan, book early, don't leave it late, because dates dry up, times dry up. Okay, if you have to travel a long distance to sit your test, perhaps come the night before, perhaps come really early, so that you're not too tired when you're actually sitting the test itself. Now, and again, that leads on to the next point, which is if you're not well, if you feel you can't sit the test, then reschedule rather than turning up and making half an attempt. Because if you turn up, you are saying, the assumption is being made that you're actually declaring yourself fit, that you're well in yourself. There's no point then afterwards saying, oh, I was this and I was that. No, you must do it all in advance. Anything that mitigates your circumstance, you must mention early and reschedule or do whatever early, not late. Okay. Now, very important, coronavirus is still with us. All right. So if you have COVID symptoms, okay, you need to go into mandatory self-isolation period. So you should not turn up for tests. Do not turn up if you are symptomatic. You need to reschedule. All right. If you struggle online, ring them up, talk to them, and I'm sure they'll help you out. Now, Blue Peanut, we have students all over the world, in Canada, in Australia, New Zealand. Very important, I suppose, for our UK students as well, that, look, the Australians, the New Zealand folk, you need to sit the UCAT ANZ, all right? The UCAT ANZ. You cannot sit the UCAT UK, right? Reciprocally, the UCAT test in the UK can only be sat by the UK students. So the UK students, you can't sit the Australian and New Zealand version, okay? So don't make that mistake as well. And yes, you cannot sit UCAT UK and UCAT ANZ in the same year either, okay? I don't know why you would do that, but don't do it.